Hey, what's up, everyone? So, this is a technology podcast, and I wanted to give you an update of what I was going to do with the laptop because, as I mentioned, I had an ASUS ROG Zephyrus laptop, about almost 4 grand, I believe. And this one was, when it first came out, it was truly special. You know, it had the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2080 with Max Q at the time, um, which was considered top of the line at one time. I could hear it just making all this noise right now. But the thing is that it had a 144 hertz, 3 millisecond screen. I mean, the thing is, Asus, they're known for their gaming laptops, Asus ROG. But the problem is that, as I mentioned in the last podcast, that I ran into issues with overheating, and uh, computer would crash at you know when it got too hot. Try to put some cooling way to cool it, find ways to cool it. That is, and it worked to a point, but at the same time, it just didn't. It just didn't. Some games, it didn't last. It just got too hot, and the way they had this design was they had the back part somewhat lifted, so air would dissipate a lot easier. But the thing is that, again, it you know for for the most cases it worked well for my needs. The problem was is that as time progressed, I started to notice that the fan, I think it could be the fan in the graphics card or the fan in the laptop. As much as I tried to use my USB air device to blow out the air, and sometimes there would be no sound, but I had to resort to putting it upside down because uh, when that sound did come back, it was just getting louder and louder. When I put it upside down, then the laptop upside down, that is, then the fan would stop making noise. So I figured, you know what, there's something going on there. Probably some bearing, something. It just requires something that needs to be opened and probably worked with. But the thing is that there's only so much you can do with that loud noise, and it was starting to bother me to the point that I just didn't like working on it. I didn't like to do any video. Uh, I just didn't feel like going online and doing any video or anything because of that noise. And so I figured, you know what, I need to do something really quickly. I need to do something really quickly. So the first thing I did is, I figured, you know what, let's just either make a computer or buy a computer. And actually, with the success that I had with the Costco monitor, they have great prices on monitors, by the way. I decided to look at their computers, and I said, "Oh, they have an iBuy Power Slate Mesh 8." I was looking at it, 13.99, but it has a NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4070 Super, which is pretty cool. But the thing is that it had 32 gigabytes of RAM, 2 terabytes of an SSD, and it's about $1,400, right? Had $300 off, originally priced around 1,700. But I was just looking at it and looking at the fans, and I said, I just might as well just build my own, see if I could do it a lot cheaper. So, what I ended up doing, just to get something created for now, was I went with this NZXT H5 Flow 2024. This is in a white case, and it has good, solid cable management, tempered white. You have the mesh or the air, the airflows to the front. Usually, I don't get the glass on both sides. I know certain towers do that, but I didn't want that. I think this was fine enough, and it was on sale for less than 80, as you can see right here. So that was the NZXT H5 Flow 2024 Compact ATX Mid Tower. Didn't need anything larger than that. I figured this would do. So the next thing I said, okay, what am I going to get for motherboard? and so I ended up going for this Asus Tough Gaming B650. It was this or the MSI, but the thing is what I was looking for is something that would come in sooner than later. And there were some motherboards that I was looking at that they said, "Oh, it'll be available in March," and I said, "No, I don't want to wait a month. I want something that'll arrive within the next few days." And so I went with the Asus Tough Gaming B650 plus Wi-Fi, and you know, this is pretty much my first foray into Ryzen. I really never went for Ryzen before, but I figured, what the hell, let's do it now. I could probably find a really good deal, and which I did. So I figured, you know what, for an ATX motherboard, this and with the AMD B650 chipset, this would do. So this is the ATX motherboard, and I do like that little Wi-Fi thing that it comes right here with. Um, and you can see right here of the mini USBs. Pretty much you get a good amount of ports, and that was very important. And yeah, I think if anything, you got those A+4 Pro Cool sockets. You got the M.2 PCIe 5.0, the USB 3.2 Gen 2x2 Type C, um, front USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type C, USB 4 support, and you got the Wi-Fi 6, the Realtek 2.5 gigabyte Ethernet, and the Tough LAN guard. And I figured, you know what? I'm cool with that. You got the enlarged VRM and PCH heatsinks and M.2 heatsinks, hybrid fan headers, and Fan Expert 2 Plus utility in Armory crates. So I figured, you know what? Let's do it. As for the the RAM, I decided to go for 32 gigabyte. I just went for the silicon power. You know what? I'm not really as picky on this. I actually had what do you call it, Crucial. But then when I clicked on it, it said that the date was also late February, and I said, forget it. I'll just go for this. $80, and Silicon Power. It's not a brand that I usually use, but I figured let's do it. So it's a I went ahead and went for it. DDR5, 32 gigabytes, and the next thing I went for was for the drive. I decided with this Western Digital WD Black NVMe. I'm not a big fan of Western Digital, but that was back then during the SATA days, and I figured, you know what, they're still around, and let's hope that the quality is still, if there is good quality for such a big company, was willing to give it a try at $119. Yeah, this M.2 2280 and 5,150 megabits per second. So, yeah, was willing to go for this 2 terabytes right here. So then, for the CPU, I decided to go with the AMD Ryzen 5 7600 6-core. This was actually, I believe, on sale last week. It's not now, but it was a 6-core 12-thread unlocked desktop processor. I did debate on this of, you know, uh, possibly going for something a little better, but you know what? I said I think I'm good. I'm good with what I have here, and yeah. So this one, I think one of the reasons why I decided on this one in the end is that it comes with its own cooling fan. It's not super great, but at least it comes with something like that. Um, let's see if I can picture show. There we go. So at least it comes with this. If anything, cooling was something that I was very interested in. Additional anything that's cooling the CPU was important for me. So this one was a definite go. Um, The other one was this Corsair RM7050X. I've had nothing but positive experiences with Corsair power supplies. That's power supplies. Um, but this was ATX 3.1 compliant, PCIe 5.1 support, so decided to go for this. Also, about 120 bucks right there. So that is what I'm running right now. Um, for when it comes to ATX cases, I was looking through Amazon, and you could see here the NZXT-H5 Flow was on sale for 79. But um, yeah, at first I was going through H7. I said, yeah, I don't need that. I don't need anything um, that that big. I just decided just to stay with the H5. I was, going back and forth with the Corsair 400D Airflow, also with the Cooler Master, but I'm like, and then also there was a Montec one that I thought about, and what's the other one I was looking here? This Lian Lee, I thought about that. This one right here, around the same price, but I think in the end I figured, you know what? Oh, this is the other one, the NZXT H9 that I was looking at. But in the end, I decided to stay with the cheaper NZXT H5 Flow 2024 for 80 bucks. It only comes with two 120 millimeter fans. I do have extra fans if I wanted to put one in, but I think right now, with the CPU being cooled and the two fans itself, I think I'm pretty cool with that. I don't think I need. I mean, I do have two extra fans if I need to install that. But those are just some things that I was looking for and looking at, and in the end, I went for this deal of this under 80 NZXT H5 Flow 2024 in white. As for the GPU, okay, here's the thing. As I was looking through Costco, and I noticed that they were, the cheaper one was like 4060, and you had the RTX 4070 Super, putting it to 1400. But in the end, I figured, you know what? This is what I'm waiting for. This is what I want. A GeForce RTX 5090. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait on this one. And for now, I will focus on a graphics card that is built like a tank and it still works very well, which was the GeForce RTX 3060 Ti, which I've had. It's, it's still good, it's still working, and I have no complaints. I figured, that would be good for now, and let's see how people love this RTX 5090 before I bite the bullet on it. So I decided to wait and just use the 3060 Ti for now, which is a good, which is a good GPU. But overall, I think, yeah, I did contemplate on the 4070 Super, but in the end, I said, you know what? If you want to go full force, go 5090, and then stay with the with the 3060 Ti for now. As for the monitors, have three right now. Definitely going for a fourth, but I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do that. Currently, right now, I think running a 34, 27, and a 24 on the left, they're all different. So it's just more of space considerations. And the one that I use, like my left monitor right now, I have OBS, and it's pretty much my shortcuts. The big one I use mainly for the gaming, and the right one I use it just to view other websites. But I would like to have a fourth. In my office at work, I use almost 7 monitors. So it's something that I've enjoy. It makes it easier for me to have mini monitors, but I think I worked out everything. I had multiple 27s. This one is 127 and 134 and 124. So the 24 is working okay. It's not the greatest, but it does what I need it to do. And just again, I'm not doing any major gaming on it. It's just more of OBS and just viewing, which I'm doing right now. But yeah, I think with all the parts come together, it was about 1,000. I think if anything, a little over 1,000, but way cheaper than the iBuyPower, and the parts itself, I think is much better. Um, but we'll see how things go over time. If anything, again, I needed something quickly because I couldn't stand the grinding sound of the fan, which some of you may have heard during my video gameplay videos or just my last tech one, especially. So, um, but if anything, I can't complain. The Asus ROG, despite the crashes and so forth, I did play many games on it, and it lasted me well. Well for the uh, for the 3 years that I've had it, and let me see, actually maybe close to 5 years. Actually, is it 3 or 4? No, I think it was 4. It's not that old. Well, I guess in computer years it is old, but yeah, I think this laptop had served me well, but uh, with the frustrations that I had, it just made me realize that if I'm going to get anything gaming related, it's going to be PC. I need to be able to change out parts, and the PC desktop allows for that. So, yeah, I actually thought about the 4070 Ti Super, but I decided again just stay with the 3060 Ti that I have, and just run with it until the RTX 5090. Um, See how that does. I wanted to go down in price a little bit more. Um, I mean, 2 grand is quite a bit. So, but some people I know it's nothing. But you know, I'm not comfortable spending that much for a graphic card. Uh, it's like some people who buy OLED monitors for $1,000 to 1,500. I'm not ready to take that step yet. I'm good with having something, high resolution that is fast in terms of hertz and milliseconds, but at the same time, I just the OLED OLD. Those who have those type of monitors, all power to you. That's those are great monitors, and whether or not that $1,000 plus price is something that you feel interested, that you love, I mean that you feel that it's worth at that, if that's a sweet point for you, again, all power to you, good for you, because it's a very solid, awesome monitor from what I saw. But other than that, that is the latest update on my computer situation. Right now, I'm using the new one that I built, and not using the laptop. I still will use the laptop, maybe when connecting to my TV in my large screen. Probably can start doing that now, right? So it's just that, and also I won't be so close to that fan, so if it grinds, I'll be far from it. But other than that, yeah, that is the latest. Okay, everyone, you take care, and I will see you later. Wink, wink, and later, everyone. Bye bye.